actually I'm on leave. It was my fault. I've actually had to take a day's leave at quite short notice. So, but I figured that it would be fine to go ahead with it. I didn't really want to have to, or for you to have to reschedule the planning. So, I'm fine to go ahead. It would be great, I think, if we could keep this as quick as possible, just because I've got a few things I need to do today. So, yeah. So should we jump in? And are you okay to share your screen, Kalpana?
Do you want me to share my screen?
Yeah, that would be great. Or I can. I think the stories and the tasks are at the top of the backlog.
Okay.
So I suggest that we have a look at those and do some estimates.
Okay.
And okay, let's do it.
Sure, Kath. I'm sharing my screen.
So, Kalpana, do we have any tasks that are left over from the current sprint?
Yes, Kath. Okay.
This will just help us to estimate our capacity.
Okay, I think we can close 411.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that will be ongoing, really, 411. So I'll continue prioritizing, particularly as we get more information from View. So one point to mention. Sorry, let me just the window's open. It's really noisy. So give me a second.
Okay.
So it seems that we will not have a plan from Pearson View for about 4 weeks, which is not great, really, because we need to know, we sort of need to know when they're developing because we're quite dependent on them. So I think we're just going to have to work with that. But we do know the order that they're working through their epics. So I am prioritizing the backlog accordingly. And I think the main thing for us at this point is to work on stories that aren't dependent on View. So to do as much as possible before we start getting start working on some of the dependent developments. So yeah, there it is. I'll keep working through the backlog, and as we get more information from View, I'll keep refining our stories.
Okay, Kath. And the next one is MongoDB setup. So we have sent the required details to the DevOps person that Match is suggested. So we are yet to hear back from him.
Yes.
So this is still in progress. So I like to keep it open for the next sprint.
Of course.
And for 447, we have few queries from Aditi. So did you get a chance to look at her comment, Kath?
I didn't, and actually we can have a look at that in the session today if that would happen, if that would help.
Kath, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yeah, can you hear me?
We couldn't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now, guys? Okay, not sure why.
Hi, Kath.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. I'm not sure, that might just be a bad connection. Okay. I'm just gonna switch my connection to hotspot because I think it's because it's on the home Wi-Fi and that is not very good. So just give me a second and I will do that.
Sure, Kath.
Should be a bit more stable.
Okay.
Okay.
Shall
So I can see we've got some queries here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, don't worry too much about. I mean, there will be well, there will be some differences with the Zeppelins, but I don't think that's a very. I mean, it's not looking good, is it? I think on the left, it looks very unformatted to me. So I think my judgment is that the previous development team have not really developed. They've not followed the designs that Jag did originally. So what I would like to do is get Jag, our UX designer, involved in this. By the way, is he on this? Is he on this meeting? He isn't, is he? Was he invited? Was he invited, Kalpana?
No, Kat, I missed right
No
him.
worries. It's all right. He should be here though in future.
Okay.
So no problem. We'll invite him to the next one. But what I would like is for Jag to look at these and to advise, because it looks like the mobile designs haven't been followed at all. So yeah, I think he needs to look at these and provide some advice. I don't think I don't think we need to follow the Zeppelins exactly, but it looks like they haven't been followed at all. Could you just go on to the other slides?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't look good. Wow. Okay. And then the last, yeah. Okay. Okay. So this does need to be, the expectation is that this will be mobile compatible. So yeah, I'd like to get Jag involved in this now. So who has been looking at these designs? Who has been looking at the mobile experience?
I am looking at Aditi.
Hi, Aditi. Yeah, that's right. You did send me a message. I'm sorry. The end of last week was very, very hectic. What I would ask is if you get in contact with Jag Rai, our UX developer. So we have Kalpana should have his contact details.
Okay.
And show him these findings. And then I'll also look at these, and I'll also look at I think if we have a look, I'll look at his mobile designs as well, and then we'll start to make some suggestions about how these can be corrected, because I do think we need to correct the existing designs. So I think the first step is if you can send these to Jag and copy me in.
Yeah.
And then I will look at them too tomorrow when I'm back in the office. So I'll make a note to do that, and I'll have a chat with Jag too, and we'll agree sort of what approach to take. But I think it will be Jag will work with you on this to improve the view.
Okay, Kat.
Okay, thank you.
So that's all. And moving on.
Okay.
We had to connect with Maciej Podomski. I think he was the QA earlier. So he connected with our QAs, Satish and Saravanan, and he gave us some idea regarding the GUI automation frameworks. So for API automation, we are yet to do the analysis, Kath. So this is, yeah. And then onboarding Srivatsan, it will take another 1 or 2 weeks to onboard him with his laptop and installation of softwares and stuff. So
I'm following around on the laptop. I have got all the access. I've also got the Jira access today, so probably you can attach me to the project.
Fine.
And I think I should be getting the laptop back today. So once it is done, I will.
Yeah, maybe within a week's time we can get it done.
Okay.
This will be in progress for the next sprint as well.
Okay. That sounds good.
Yeah, for Srivatsan, maybe when he's done and comfortable with the project, we can include the dev task for him.
Mm-hmm.
So till then, we can have stories for Vinod as he is ready now.
Okay, Sounds good. So, at the top of the backlog, there are a number of things that I've listed as bugs, because they don't follow the original designs or the original requirements. So this is really about working with the existing implementation and making some corrections, and they're mainly at front end. So it's really where error messages are not reading correctly. So I've given details in the stories, but this one is not necessarily front end. So if you use a registration code to retrieve the score report, what I'm noticing from the R10, we've been getting R10 notifications from Vue, and we now have I attached it? Okay, I'll attach, there are some codes that you can search under. But if you bring up the reports, and these are real reports, these are real notifications that we're getting from Vue, candidate details and candidate results. I'm noticing that 2 fields are not populated. One is gender and one is country of citizenship. So I'm not sure why that's happening. So I wanted to explore it. One thing I suggested is that we check the database. So is the information being received but not stored? Or what might be happening? Are we getting that information? So what I'll do is I will attach to this story some codes, so you guys can go and search production and have a look.
Okay.
Kat, XML file from you?
Sorry guys, could you just come a bit closer to the mic? I can't really hear.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, much better. Yep.
Okay, so is it possible for us to get the XML file from Vue?
Yeah, so what I'll do is I will share I'll share the logs that we got from them. But I think we may need to go back to Joe Bina, who is the contact on the Vue development side, and ask him some questions and see if we can get those. I don't know if they're XML files or the files that come across the notification through R10. We can hopefully get the records and make a comparison.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll add that information to the story, the contact point on the Vue side, and I'll also share any information that we received so far. But I agree, I think it will be going back to Joe really to see if it matches the information that's being sent.
I think we have already sent an email to Joe Bina requesting for XMLs.
Yeah.
So we haven't got any response yet. I'll send out a reminder email for them.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. If not, then I can weigh in and see if I can help with that communication.
Okay. Do we have production environment, Vinod?
No.
So, Kath, can we get login access to production environment to check on this bug?
Yeah, I can give you my login.
Okay. So while you're doing that, you can get it.
Yeah.
Any other dependency, Vinod?
No.
DB?
The main thing is the file and the DB.
Okay, fine. DB we will check with
So
the
I mean,
DevOps person.
to find out the root cause, the only dependency is file.
Fine.
With
Okay.
the file, I can find the root cause on my local machine.
Okay.
While deploying our changes, we would need probably would need DB stuff. For now, the main dependency is file.
Okay. Okay, Kath. Shall I assign it to Vinod? Is it backend or
Backend?
I'm just attaching the IDs. So if you search under one of the IDs listed in your search production, you'll be able to retrieve the report and you'll see that this information is missing. So I'm just going to attach that, and also details for accessing production. So I can do that, but yes, it can be, this can be assigned.
Okay, Kath.
Do you want to try and do an estimate or not?
This is a bug, so I think we can leave it as such.
Okay.
Fine. Okay. So, is there anything else that we would like to discuss on 433?
No.
Team, QAs, any questions here? Okay. So we will move on, Kath.
Okay.
Investigate, remove relational business rules and art and notifications.
So this one, what we think is happening is that the previous development team may have put rules in place to say, for example, that candidate results would always be sent after, I think it's, or allocations would always be sent after candidate results. So when I talk about allocations, do you guys know what I mean? That's when a candidate will actually use the view service to send their scores. So it's the product notification. And we think, this is a bit of a theory by me and Ian, but we think that the previous development team may have put some rules in place in the data that says basically you will only get a product notification after the candidate results come through. So what View does is as soon as the candidate gets their exam results, we get notification of those and store them. And then when the candidate, or if the candidate decides to send their scores to an institution, we get a product notification. And it seems as if we've set up the system to, like there might be a rule in place that says, actually, if we get a product notification before the results, we reject it. Because we found that in some cases it was almost as if the system was rejecting product notifications because they had not come at a time that was expected. So one thing I wondered is there any way we can look, because obviously we don't have the benefit of having a previous development team we can talk to about this. Is there any way we can check, can look at the code and find out whether these rules are in place?
As for notification comes from the view, I mean, we are processing it. We are not checking anything. Any business rules. I mean, just XML files we will get, and we will import all their data into our DP.
We will directly import everything without any rules.
Yeah. They will not check whether they have received result already or they have received product already. So those, I mean, that sort of conditions they are not checked yet.
Oh, okay.
So is this something that we can look at?
Is our understanding correct?
I can honestly, guys, I'm really struggling to hear you.
Yeah. We don't hear you again.
Can you hear me now? Guys, can you hear me? Hello.
Hi, Kath.
Hi. I don't know what's happening. I can see that It's as if every time the sound goes, like the screen also goes really strange, as if we're both sharing at the same time. So it's a little bit odd. Anyway, did you have a question for me?
Yes, Kath. So have
Sorry, you're breaking, Kalpana. Sorry.
how about now, Kath?
Better.
Okay. So Vinod just said we don't have any rules in the DB. So just want to confirm.
So you're saying we don't?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not sure why those product notifications were being rejected. I tell you what would be good here. I think it would be to talk to, so we don't have to take a task into the sprint, but I think it would be good to have a talk with Ian about it, because I think Ian Moss has a theory about what may be happening. So, and I did actually ask him to comment on this ticket, which he hasn't done.
Kath?
So, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you can hear you now. Yes.
Honestly, I really don't know what's happening today. I assume it's the connection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I suggest we don't take a task into the sprint, but we talk with Ian about it.
Okay. Okay, Kath.
Okay. So we can remove the task, but yeah, let's just or maybe leave the task in the backlog for now, and then we'll close it once we've spoken to Ian. So would somebody from the team be able to get in touch with Ian Moss?
No, I did not talk to him regarding that.
Yeah. Okay, we will talk to him this week, Kath.
Sounds good. Okay, great. And then the next ones are sort of simple, correcting typos, and these should be really, really straightforward. So the next are quite straightforward. I don't think there's much to discuss there, and all the information should be in the ticket.
Yes, Kath. I think we have already gone through information.
Okay. So,
Yeah, okay.
Aditi? Okay, moving on. 383.
same, I think, with this one. And the 383 and 389 should be really straightforward. They're basically just changes at front ends.
Okay.
And then 384.
Just a minute, Kath.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Kath.
Okay. 384. I noticed that when the site is minimized, the design doesn't look quite right. And this again may be similar to the issues with mobile designs.
Okay. Too little space.
Yeah, if you look at the screenshot, it's because I think it's particularly when the screen is smaller. So the laptop screen is a bit smaller. You can see at different screen sizes. To me, it's just that the design. It's not very responsive. That's what I'm really noticing, and you've seen the same thing with mobile. So I think we need to look at how responsive the site is and see if we can make any improvements. And again, I think we get JAG involved in this.
Yeah, I can take care of this.
Okay. But is this only for the two screens or for the entire site, Kath? Should we check on the entire site and then check with JAG and then correct?
Yeah, I think I found this on a smaller laptop screen. So I think, yes, I think check across different screen sizes and see where it's a problem and talk to JAG. And probably what I need to do is just provide better non-functional requirements so that it's clear what screen sizes we should be designing to. So I think we need to make that clear too.
Okay, Kat.
Because I don't think we have any. I haven't seen any NFRs. So I'm assuming nobody's put any NFRs together from a previous phase of the project. I've not seen any. So I think also what we need is a really good set of non-functional requirements that includes screen sizes. So what screen sizes are we designing for? And I think, and what browsers should we be supporting? So I'll work on that this week.
Okay.
In fact, I think we can add a task for me. I'll create one now.
Okay.
Which will be about creating and updating NFRs.
Okay, Kat. So should we take this bug in this sprint or?
Yeah, we should. And I think it's part of the discussion with Jag.
Okay.
Entire site, right? Our entire site, whatever pages will be having issues in small screen. According to the resolution, we need to check.
Okay. Should I assign it to you or?
You assign it to me as I've done the responsiveness before, so I think it might be solved.
Okay, so shall we move on, Kat?
Yeah, I'm just quickly creating. I'm just going to put this NFRs task into the sprint as well and assign it to me.
Okay.
So we're working to the current sprint helper, yeah? So that's sprint 0.2.
Sorry, Kat?
Are we working to the current sprint 0.2 or are we starting a new one?
No, we will be starting new one for tomorrow, from tomorrow, right, Kat? So
Okay.
we meet as sprint 1.
Okay, so I'm just going to put this to phase 2 and then we can move it in. Okay.
Okay.
Yep, so then we have this one should probably be a bug. So where are we?
Tasks, Kat, 435.
Yep, that's the one. Yeah, so again, that's the error message is not correct. So that should be probably a bug rather than a task, but let's leave it as a task for now. So that's similar where we've got, it's not, the message is not correct. So hopefully, again, that will be a fairly basic front end change.
Okay. Any questions here or done? Okay. Sundar or?
Yeah. I can.
Anything's fine.
Okay.
Okay, the next one, 427, I'm actually going to move. Oh, just give me a second. Sorry, phone's ringing.
Sure, Kat.
So it's a posture now. After implementing department skill, then only we can take care.
Just adding icon, right?
First two things only we can do.
We can reduce the scope. Let's see what.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
So this one, I think I need, this is going to move down 427
Okay.
because we need to make some decisions about how we're doing the hierarchy of department, schools and programs. So I'm going to move this
Okay.
just further down the sprint for now until we've made some decisions about that.
Okay.
So, okay.
111.
Yeah. Again, this one should hopefully be very straightforward. So expected text is per header, candidate. Okay, let me have a look at this one.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So we're missing at the moment an explanation of the candidate, the registration ID. So what we need is to, I'm scrolling up to have a look at the screenshot. Yeah, so the text isn't quite right. So there's a little information icon by the registration ID. So this is just a straightforward correction to the text. And the ticket says what the text should be. So it should read, it should read, this identifies the specific test the candidate has taken and enables you to verify their scores. So we just need to update that message.
Okay. Okay, Kath.
Okay. And then we come to one of the sort of main stories. So this is, I guess, the first main story that we're going to do. And this is about a system administrator being able to create another system administrator. So if I log in as a system admin, I need an area where I can go and create another system admin. Now we are dependent on, I've said what I think the flow is. So let's have a look. I'll share my screen.
Okay.
Okay. Let me know if you can see this, guys.
Yes, Kath. Yes, Kath.
Great. So I'm logging into the production site now. And I'm in as a system admin, and I go straight to this page, and I can go to manage users up here, and I can create an institution, and I can create users for those institutions. But there's nowhere that I can create another system admin. So we need an area to be able to do that, and it's probably when I go into manage users, it could be something here. So maybe another button that says create an admin, or it could be a separate area. Jag ultimately needs to advise on that, and he knows that this is priority. So whoever is working on this, I would suggest that, again, we work with Jag just to determine where that button should go. And in terms of actually creating the user, so we have this at the moment. It's going to be really similar.
Kath,
So it would be
talking?
Yeah. Can you not hear me? Oh God. Can you
couldn't hear you again?
Okay. Oh man. Okay. So there's going to be. Sorry. Just driving me.
Hi, Kath.
Hello. Okay. So yeah, we have a form for creating a user.
Sorry to interrupt. Can you please share your screen?
Yeah. Okay, so what we need, can you see this?
Yes.
What we need is an area where somebody, an admin, can create another system admin. So we need a button for that. And then to create the system admin, it will use the existing form that we have. So we've got here first name, last name, username. Role will be system admin. Pearson system admin. And then it will be a case of creating a password. So all we really need to know, to be honest, at this stage from JAG is where they should create a system admin. I think that's the only thing. I think then it's just a case of using the create user form that we already have and linking to that. And then obviously we need an area where all of the system admins can display. So there's like a list of system admins. So we need a really short set of designs from Jag. He knows this is priority, so he's probably working on it already.
Okay.
Who will be working on this? Who will be working on this, Kalpana?
We are checking Cat.
Sure.
Okay, then I'll include notes name here. And while working, you can add your appropriate subtask. But as a whole, I'm assigning to Vinod. Done, Kat. I have assigned to Vinod.
Okay, great.
And the point.
Yeah.
Story.
Go ahead.
So it would involve QA and
Sorry, depend on
back end, front end. Yes.
Backend AP creation and after that.
Yeah,
First we need to create backend AP, then after we can integrate the backend.
Kat, we have a question from the team.
Yeah.
Can we split the story?
Yes, of course.
But I'm thinking whether we need to.
Yeah, first of all, we need to create backend API. User API already, so just is required, or already we have user creation part that part also you can use, I think. Yeah, user creation part, but it's a different one. System admin is a different one.
You need to check whether that system role is coming from the DB or that is the text that you are appending it from the front end itself. So that we need to check. Based on that, we'll have work.
Sure, okay.
We still need to split.
But do we have any validations for this?
Yeah, validation already
system
existed. Yeah, so that user for validation will
We are going to use the same screen, but basically we need to validate that only system administrator can first create system.
Yeah.
That validation should.
Yes.
So that will be a work in the front end, in the sense like we have to get the role of the user, right? Based upon that, we have to make that button visible first. Then, so if he is a system administrator, he will come in, he'll see this button. That button will be somewhere based upon the design. So click that button. So all the front end will do is like they will parameterize the constructor or the controller that there's going to be a system admin. So based upon that, we will have a change in the drop-down list.
Yeah.
I still think that drop-down list should be filled from the backend. I'm not sure.
That we need to check.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have Kat on.
Yeah. Kat, you're still on?
Yeah, I'm still on.
Okay, Kat. So can we estimate now, or do you want to split?
Split the story.
Do you
Sundar wants.
So okay, you can take the story. Yeah.
If you split, is it testable? I mean, backend can he separately test it, and frontend can you separately test it?
Yeah, that I can do.
Okay.
For testing, you cannot separate it. You cannot separate the testing. Maybe you can add a subtask here.
One open creation one can able to proceed.
No, for that.
Dev environments,
then only they will be able to test.
Environment is the secondary thing.
Otherwise, we will be having only on our local machines.
So once you guys integrated the code
You'll
in a
be
local
getting
machine,
it
then
right.
you'll be able to test.
That's
regardless
what
of
I'm
DB,
talking
you're
about.
asking about DB or the
DB
servers?
and environment as well. Otherwise, how will we
Servers,
test it?
you mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
once
you
we
will get it.
deploy, then only they will be able to test it. Otherwise, our changes will be there on our local machines.
In the
Right.
sense, we would deploy it on the web server.
Yeah.
So QA will access the link
URL of that particular
So,
server.
You don't have access to test servers, dev servers?
I mean, they need not log in. You do not log in to the server. I don't think so. You'll be,
have a QA server.
you'll be given a URL, right?
Yeah, URL
In
is
the
enough for us
application.
to test. You don't want to get into that particular server or not. So we
Okay.
can able to detect it. So
That access you have it already.
Reply to Kathy.
For?
So we can add some sub-story.
You want a child story or a...
Probably we can have it as a child story. As
Yeah.
it is.
We can add
So this will be the main story. This is all the requirements. We'll, as you said, split it, but those two stories will constitute to this story.
yeah, like that
Okay.
we can do.
So what are the sub-stories you
Yeah,
want?
first of all, backend API.
Okay.
Check with in backend API creating system admin. After that, front-end integration with the backend API. That's a 2.
Okay. Kath, are you okay with splitting the story?
Yeah, of course. That's what I would expect. So I think the way that I usually, can you hear me?
Yes, Kath.
The way I usually work is I'll give the business stories, and then I kind of expect either the stories to get split or you guys to say, these are the front end tasks, these are the back end tasks. So really, we should be doing this as part of our refinement, but we can, we're catching up a bit. We can do that from now on. But yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with the story being split.
Okay, Kath. Okay, maybe you can do that offline, Kath, and cover the
I
rest.
don't know how you want me to split it. That's what I'm not sure about.
One story for the API, one story for
One story is for the backend API, and one story is for the front.
Okay, this is where I think this is what you guys should do. I think you guys should be saying what subtasks go with the story, because I will write the story as I want to. This is how I expect to accept it. I don't think I should be writing front end and back end tasks. I think this is something the team should do. I think I should be writing a story that adds business value that I would expect to test through a series of steps. So do you see what I mean? I'm not sure how you would want me to split it.
I still think we can have it as a single story. Okay. Anyways,
Yeah,
the
even
complexity
I
will be
think-
known by the people. At least you will know about the complexity. So we can.
I mean, I'm really, just to be clear, I'm really happy to do what helps. So if you need me to split the story, I can do it, but you would need to tell me exactly how. Because one thing I shouldn't be doing is I don't think I should be writing stories from a technical perspective. I should be writing stories from a business perspective. Does that make sense?
Okay, Kath.
But if you tell me, probably what's easiest is you tell me what you expect. If you just set it out in an email and say, we expect the story to be split like this, and I'll have a look at it. I just want to make sure that I'm not trying to write technical stories, because I don't think that's what I should be doing.
Okay.
Probably we should be able to gauge it as it is.
Yeah.
Because as per my understanding as
Because
well,
it's-
if we take a story, it should have all the designing portion, front end, back end, testing. It is a story. That is a story. So we cannot split it as back end task, testing task. It all comes as a subtask under a separate
in
story.
the comment.
If it helps, the way that we work on, I'm working on another project, is we have a story and then we just have subtasks. So we have back-end, front-end QA, and we link all of the subtasks to the story. And that way I get to test a story that makes sense once all of the work has been done. I guess a time we would want to split is if we're going to put the back end work into one sprint and the front end work into another. So that to me would be a better time to split a story. But I think if we're doing all of the work in one sprint,
Never restricted.
That is that we don't want that gap, because then
okay,
the front end people be idle for a particular sprint and the back end people will be occupied. So we will have it all together. Let's have it have this as a single story, and we will estimate gap.
Okay, sounds good.
Have a larger story point here. That's it.
So as you said, we'll split.
Points.
Okay.
So first thing is designs have to come, and
Yes.
then backend APIs have to be done. So how long do you need, for that? Because once you're done, he will take over, and once everything is done, QA testing has to be done and closed.
Since you are asking in hours or
Yeah, we will also mention
It should
the
be in Fibonacci series.
the story point should be in Fibonacci series, but when you add task, you can have the hours mentioned for each subtask as well. For now, let's just have the story points.
Actually, one story point should not be ignored. Actually, generally what we do, I'm sorry to interrupt. Generally what we do is like we have a planning poker. So we use the planning poker for this getting the story points. Probably if you want you can gauge for now, but
No, that will take some
That
more
will take
time.
time.
Yeah.
we have an app though, but
I think there's probably so Kalpana, I think you and I should speak offline, and I think we probably just need to work out how we're going to approach estimation and how we're going to approach refinement and planning.
Okay.
So we can make these sessions run really well. And I think this is all fine because we're a new team, so we're figuring out how each other works. That's okay. I think though you and I should speak and we can agree the best approach.
Okay, Kat. Sure.
Let's talk. Unfortunately, I can't talk today, but let's talk tomorrow. Let's talk first thing tomorrow, and we'll agree how best to approach planning and refinement. Because ultimately, it has to work for you guys as well. So I do want to make sure I'm writing the stories in a way that you can work with. So yeah, we'll work that out. We'll talk tomorrow.
Okay.
Perhaps for now, we don't have to do estimation in this call. Perhaps for now.
Okay.
So who's working on this from front end? Because I think we should really we need to put some pressure on Jag to get these designs done. So who will be working on this on front end?
Who will take either? I mean, Sundar will take.
Okay, so Sundar, would you be able to get in touch with Jag and just make sure he's working on these? I've certainly flagged it, and we discussed it last week. So I'm hoping it isn't much for him to do. He really just needs to say where the create admin, system admin button goes and what the list looks like of the created admins. So if you could get in touch with him, just make sure he's working on those designs, and then you get what you need and you're not blocked. I'll also talk with him when I'm back in the office tomorrow.
Okay, Kat. Maybe for the sprint one, what we can do is we can have the set of questions and the dependencies for Jag, and we can schedule a call, quick call, and then.
Sounds good. And yeah, that sounds good. And just to reassure everybody, I think it will definitely be the case that we'll have designs ready. I think Jag has only just rejoined the project, so there's some catching up for him. So if the sprint feels a bit messy, I'm sorry about that. And I will make sure that designs are ready for future sprints. It's just this one I think we just have to go with it a little bit.
Okay, Kat.
But a call with him is a good way to go. In fact, probably let's schedule a call with him, and then we can tackle all of these things. We can also talk about mobile. So I would say we do everything in a call. And let's try and talk to him tomorrow. Kalpana, do you want me to set that meeting up, or do you want to set it up?
Yeah, I can do it, Kat. I can
Okay,
schedule.
sounds good. I think we should just deal with everything in that call that we need from Jag for this sprint.
Sure, Kat.
Sounds good. The next story is creating a site admin. There's nothing to stop us working on that. I don't think we need any designs from Jag because the flow already exists. I'm sharing my screen again. Can you guys see it?
Yes, Kat.
Okay, brilliant. So a site admin is a role within an institution. So when the system admin logs in and they go to manage users, they choose an institution. So CPA Australia, for example, they create a user. And really, it's about adding this new role. So at the moment, there's just score report user, but we now need institution site administrator adding to this. So that we don't need any designs, but obviously this role, we need the role adding. I've got a matrix here which says what that role can do and what the permissions should be. So yeah, we have everything we need to be able to do that. Although I just need to check. The one thing I need to do, which I can do quickly, is just check what the name of the role should be. So I've got institution site admin. It might be administrator is the official role name we need to use. So I can confirm that quickly. But other than that, I think we have everything we need to do that story. Do you guys have any questions?
No questions, Kat.
Okay, sounds good. And I think my feeling is for this sprint, we should leave it there.
Yes, Kat.
Yeah, is that okay with everybody? Because I think, again, it's a bit of a messy sprint. We're going to have to tighten up. So that's, really about having designs ready and agreeing how we want to work on stories. But I think we probably have enough to do for the time being. So this sprint will be a bit unusual, but they'll definitely get more structured. Don't worry about that.
Okay, Kat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Kalpana, should we talk, if you set up the meeting with Jag as soon as possible, and shall we talk tomorrow morning just about the approach to planning and refinement and how we want it to work?
Tomorrow?
Yeah, let's talk first thing. So I think if you and I talk first thing tomorrow.
Sure, Kat. That's a separate call, right?
Yes, that's just between you. I think that's just for us to figure out the best approach.
Okay.
It would be good to hear how you usually work on projects as well.
Okay.
So we can just discuss how to approach planning and refinement.
Okay, Kat.
Sounds good. All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks, Kat.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
A couple of